Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. I wasn't sure.
I wasn't worried. After all, I built the device myself.
I have confidence in everything I built too. But that's because I'll... Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'm dying to find out...
Hopefully it'll reveal a weakness in their defenses.
That would be the best case scenario. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what... I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. In the meantime, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll help.
It will, but we've got a lot of work ahead of us first. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Max and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in. This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks worse than it actually is.
I wish I had your confidence, because this is not... Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spots. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Prydwen, so you'd think it'd be a snap. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of my league. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his powers...
Can't believe that, Doctor.
Attention! Bravo 6-4, report to Armor Bay 2. Bravo 6-4 to Armor Bay 2.
Dr. Lee.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty...
What changed your mind?
Nothing changed my mind. I promised you I'd return to the Brotherhood.
Do I need to remind you why you made that promise?
No, that won't be necessary. Tell Proctor Ingram to get her... It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty...
Liberating the Commonwealth is a huge responsibility.
Elder Maxon's orders. All forms of technology should be confiscated or collected.
Proctor.
Wow, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but I've dealt with war. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the We're working with one of Prime's original designers. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building.
What do the actuators do?
Pretty simple, really. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct what we need you to do.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the...
Sure.
The only thing we need you to... According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find... We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnet.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb. Good luck.
If you keep hoarding that garbage, you're going to slow us down.
Sir.
Hello? We've got company.
No life signs detected.
Данная миссия будет ускорена в 2 раза, так как я долго не мог понять, как открыть дверь.
stop the Institute. Max and the Brotherhood.
Dr. Ingram?
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last
Right.
Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating.
What's Prime armed with?
Prime has 2 weapon systems, his eye laser and his nuke pack. The eye laser can target a hostile from hundreds of yards out and take it down with pinpoint accuracy. His nukes are modified Mark 28 nuclear bombs. They used to drop. Just one of the nukes is equivalent to about 3 or 4 Fat Man shells. His eye laser is almost ready to go, but without nukes to load into his...
Shouldn't be a problem.
I wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs.
Right.
The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so... But since we arrived, our...
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack...
Can I build the nukes like I built the actuators?
I could build you 1,000 nuke casings, right now. But we've got nothing. The Mark 28s have a specialized nuclear payload that requires the correct balance. In other words, I'd love to mix you a cocktail. But before you give up hope, Proctor Quinlan has located some records. We're fairly certain this... The catch is that the installation is...
What do you mean you're only fairly...
The glowing sea is so heavily irradiated, it's giving us echoed... We're just gonna have to trust the... Scribe Halen's established a communications point. I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes... Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wake... Good luck, Knight.
Good to see you again, Knight. You've come a long way since you stumbled into the Cambridge police station.
Thanks, Halen. I assume the place is still in one piece.
We're doing the best that we can. We've had the occasional synth attack, but thanks to the reinforcements and the air support,
That's not surprising, after all.
I appreciate that. Anyway, I know you don't have time for small talk. I've had the men set up the equipment we'll need to pinpoint. We've rigged up this distress pulsar to emit a unique tone that, when you find the bombs, plant the pulsar. After that, you should probably head back to Proctor Ingram and bring her your report.
Doesn't sound too difficult.
Ah, no. Not at all. You're only... Look, I know you've been through the glowing sea before. If you don't, good luck, Knight.
Joining our cause was the wisest decision of your life, brother.
Knight?
Geiger's going crazy on my suit.
Еще одна долгая часть путешествия по неизведанным локациям.
Excuse me.
State your purpose, stranger.
I'm looking for some bombs.
You trivialize that which resides here. The children of Atom have sworn to guard this place.
Uh-huh. Trust me, I'm on your...
Atom has no need. When he returns to us, these relics, that is what...
This man is obviously delusional. I recommend we switch tactics.
I want to spread his...
Perhaps then I have missed... If you would see these relics, take this and prepare. Follow the brilliance. May Atom's...
Sir? Sir?
Paladin dance.
Now that this site's been secured, you should return to the airport.
Right. Good idea. Wouldn't want these things.
Exactly. I'll meet you aboard the Prydwen as soon as these bombs are counted. Outstanding.
Now that we have intelligence on the Institute, we can use it against them to gain the upper hand.
Ingram?
Looks like the Mark 28s are gonna do the trick. That was a good find.
I'll work with your team to ensure that Prime's bombs remain stable after they're loaded into his pack. It won't be too much.
Well, Dr. Lee, I have to admit...
It's a little early. We haven't fully thrown the switch on Liberty Prime, and I'm just hoping all the work
I have full confidence in the abilities of every...
I appreciate that.
Proctor, all the readouts look green. I think it's time for you to...
Actually, I think I'm gonna let you press the button. After all, without your help, we'd still be staring at a...
It would be better if a trained technician performed that task, but I suppose you deserve to be the one to do it.
Liberty Prime, back online.
Alright, let's run a basic diagnostic on him.
Diagnostic command. Accepted.
Give him a moment. He needs to adjust to his new configuration.
Voice module. Online. Audio functionality test. Initialized. Designation. Liberty Prime, Mark II. Mission. The liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets. Any and all red Chinese invaders.
Now let me run a system analysis and battle readiness check.
Liberty Prime. Full system analysis. All systems. Nominal. Weapons. Hot. Warning. Nuclear weapon payload depleted. Reload required. Warning. Power core offline. Running on external power only. Core restart recommended. Ability to repel red Chinese invaders compromised.
Got green lights across the board here. He's looking good from where I'm sitting. Doctor, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on the big guy here, I'd appreciate it. Well, I have to admit, I wasn't sure we'd be able to pull it off, but Liberty Prime's looking pretty good.
What was that he said about his power core?
Prime's in top shape, but his nuclear engine needs to be... Right now, we have him running off of the Prydwen.
Right.
Once I get that sorted out, we'll send him off. Before you head off to your next... I came up with this little beauty myself.
This wasn't necessary, Ingram.
Come on. Besides, Liberty Prime isn't about to run out and get you a gift. Anyway, that's enough of that. Elder Maxson said he needed to... And thank you. No.